Welcome.
You are watching Line Screw 1. Well, it looks like Carolyn's RV life, she's at it again. I've received many comments about her latest video entitled, "I had to pull the earlier video, here's why." So, because everybody comes onto my channel to talk about her because she manages her YouTube channel like a cult or like one of those strange religions where dissenting opinion isn't permitted. So obviously the comments wind up elsewhere and often on my channel. So I figured we will take some time to unpack what she's doing here because it's all very peculiar and it just shows she's a very troubled lady, and she does deserve some serious professional help. That's just my opinion. I'm not a licensed psychologist, but many people have shared that sentiment. And obviously with the things that are going on in the world, perhaps she's having a difficult time, especially since she's always hiding from people. She doesn't really like people. She always makes that pretty clear. The only people she likes are people who kiss her bottom all the time and people who give her money. Aside from that, she doesn't have any use for people. But that's just how she rolls, and I guess she's entitled to do so. So anyway, in her video, she's talking about how the mechanic that she doxed, she really hates doxing, but apparently she's allowed to do that with a business. Because she's always virtue signaling. The funny thing about Carolyn is she's always hiding her own flaws and never accepting any responsibility for things that she does. But apparently she's quick to hold others accountable. It's very peculiar. Anyway, let's start unpacking this stuff. And of course, I need to remind Carolyn and all the friendlies that doing a criticism or critique of others on YouTube and using their material is permissible under copyright law and fair use. So, nanny, new, Carolyn, I've released all those correspondences that you've sent to YouTube in the past. So if you want to do that again, I'll play that game. Oh, lordy lady. It's just sad. Anyway, let's get to it.
I promised you that I would share the name of the shop with you. But he's getting death threats. People are calling him, harassing him, threatening his life. I can't, in good conscience, leave a video up knowing that this is how people are reacting.
Well, the reason that she can't keep the video up is because she's going to be potentially liable for not only defaming this poor company, because she rolled in there and I watched all her videos. She truly had no idea what her RV needed. And when you give a blank check, so to speak, to a repair company, it's on your own to do your own due diligence. So don't be blaming other people. So defaming another corporation with something that is possibly an exaggeration could cost her a lot of money. And to mention the death threats when clearly she knows that her friendlies, as she calls her followers, her friendlies are not friendly. And I've displayed that over and over. And many of you people in the comment section know and have seen that yourself, that her followers, the friendlies, are not friendly. That's the paradox of the friendlies. So Carolyn really, in her video, is just looking out for herself. She's not really interested in the virtuosity of doing the right thing in the first place.
I understand many of you are passionate, you're upset, you care, I guess, but death threats? There's absolutely never, ever, ever an excuse for threatening somebody.
That's correct. There is never an excuse for threatening somebody. It's a crime most of the time. You can threaten to sue somebody, and that's actually what she should have done. Rather than her just ranting and raving on YouTube about this, she should have just marched her butt down to the small claims court after sending them a 7-day warning letter saying, hey, if you don't make this right, I'm going to small claims court and we can hash it out and tell it to the judge. But, oh no, she would rather just rant and rave and try to monetize her problems. And that's what she's always doing, monetizing her misery, like she's the only person that ever has any problems in life. Look, I don't even know how many vehicles I've owned in my life, including every truck, van, motorcycle. I've probably owned over 50 vehicles. And have I been fleeced on rare occasion? In an automotive shop? Yes, sure. But there are ways of dealing with it. Not sending the friendlies over to deal with it.
So I took the video down because I can't do that to somebody.
You definitely can't do that to somebody because they could sue your ass because you know exactly what you're doing and that your friendlies will attack. We know this. I know this. Carolyn, you know this. You've been on YouTube a long time. You're a big girl. You're over 50 years of age. You have a college education. You should know how social media works. And you have a responsibility. So, taking that video down was more about limiting your own personal liability of defamation against that company and for the possible threats that that person had to endure specifically.
You know, even as soon as I put it up, I felt bad. Sure, I have a responsibility to you, my audience.
Yes, you have a responsibility, Carolyn, and part of that responsibility is saying what I always say: don't give money to people you see on YouTube or the internet. I never hear her say, as a consumer advocate who virtue signals all the time, that please don't give money to people you see on YouTube or on the internet, and that includes myself. I always say that. Occasionally, people actually, as a joke, send me 99 cents just to be funny, because they know I don't need the 99 cents, don't want the 99 cents, but they're just being funny. Well, when Carolyn's friendlies line up to send her money, she is all filled with glee, and her consumer advocacy skills are lacking there. It's funny how she's willing to fleece people using emotional tricks, which we're going to get to in the video. She does that.
About it, I don't know yet. And maybe talk about it in a different way. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, she doesn't know what to do because she's a bit cray-cray. 1 minute she's doing a video saying, I don't want your money, and the next minute she's talking like, I do need your money and I want your money. So she never knows what she's doing. She needs help. This poor lady needs help. And I say that sincerely, because the way she's living and what she's doing is not healthy. Hiding out in the desert all the time, in the forest, away from human interaction, and just ranting and raving about injustices in her life. That's just not a healthy way of living, Carolyn. You know it. We all know it. So that therapy sessions that you keep pushing on your channel, I don't think you've been pushing it lately. Why don't you use some of those services that you actually sell? Oh, strange that you don't do that. And here comes the fake tears.
I don't know. I'm a little emotional, a little sad right now. This has just been a lot, and maybe I share too much.
Carolyn is one of those people that if she was making pancakes and the pancake fell down onto the dirt, she'd tell you the dirt fell on all three sides. She's an odd duck, this girl. And we really need to wish her the best and hope she gets some help, because all the fake tears, sometimes they're actually real tears. I don't know how she can pull that off, but you know, a lot of her friendlies come over to my channel and say, you're jealous of a strong woman and you're intimidated by a strong woman. Well, a strong woman doesn't cry all the time. And Carolyn has been around YouTube long enough to know that if you're having a personal moment where tears are involved, you don't have to put the camera in your face. You can actually even edit that part out. You know, I know for a fact that if I was suffering some incredible personal tragedy, my first instinct isn't to put a camera in my face and record it and monetize it. Because that's just wrong on so many levels, and it's wrong to do it to yourself. But she's just too hungry for the monies that she pulls those strings, and all those little shut-in ladies with their fixed income pensions, you know, they're all sending in $5, $10, $20, $100 a month, and she wants that money. So pulling on the emotional strings. It's kind of like what religious leaders sometimes do, and even politicians. Please send money to help the children. What about the children? Yeah. We've seen that game. Anybody that's got half a brain knows how this stupid thing works. But this poor garage and the mechanic that is being threatened, guess what? If that garage decides to sue her, well, I will make a large, substantial donation to their attorney to help defer the fees. It's the least I could do to help out, to actually do the right thing and put my money where my mouth is. So, in the meantime, folks, stay safe, keep your wheels in the ground, and don't be afraid to speak out against people like Carolyn that are trying to manipulate others on the internet. Just my thoughts and my opinion. Have a great day.
I got you.